The differences between traditional radio and internet radio are pretty vast. I mean, at their base level, it's audio, but everything else is merely the mechanism and limitations of the delivery. So, with a traditional radio, let's say a piece of hardware, you could flip between bands and frequencies and hope that your antenna is strong enough to pick up some kind of signal that is within range. But with internet radio, your internet connection is your antenna. You can connect to anything. When we use the word radio, we're usually talking about some kind of audio with a live broadcast component to it. So online radio is kind of the future of radio. I know some would argue that, well, satellite radio is, the future. Well, I do like satellite radio, certainly, but as more and more cars come equipped with the ability to connect to the internet, and they will start shipping that way, well, suddenly then the internet is a smorgasbord of information delivered in audio format. That's radio. And I got an email the other day from Brian, who also goes by the handle Oscar, and he was asking about more information on online radio advertising. He had to do a research paper, and I may be responding to him a little too late. Well, what I do here with my live video feed, it's not exactly radio, because there's video and audio, but certainly I'm streaming it live. When I've dealt with sponsors in the past, not only have I been transparent about those sponsors, but I've used certain hooks that traditional radio has used. For instance, GoDaddy.com. If you want to register a domain name, what do? Well, you go there, you type it in. But if you want to save 10%, use the coupon code Chris, or Chris1, Chris2, Chris3. Save yourself some money. GoToMeeting, another one of our sponsors. You can go to gotomeeting.com/Chris Pirillo. And when you do these things, that lets my sponsors know that you found out about them through me, which is cool. So they know that I'm connecting with my audience, and that, let's say, the money that they may be spending or their efforts in marketing through our channel is worth their time, money, energy, etc. So online radio advertising isn't that much different than traditional radio advertising, and I'm sure there are going to be people who are going to argue the opposite, but think about it. The only thing that's different is the delivery mechanism. It's still audio. In some cases, it's more than audio, and the audience could be much larger. Instead of having to rely on these traditional syndication mechanisms, it's the internet. I mean, yes, I want to get out to as many people as possible, and that's why I like the internet. It's why I like being able to live stream on my own with services like Ustream.tv. I'm doing online radio. I'm sharing information on a regular basis. I'm omnimedial. If that's really a word. I'm broadcasting. I'm sharing. I'm not able to do whatever I want because I don't own the rights to everything that I'd want to do on my live stream. Some people ask, well, why don't you just make it audio? And I say, well, just, turn off your monitor and keep your speakers open, and there you go. That's audio. Not as exciting as video, but, what you going to do? So for me, I view online radio and online audio content much like I view traditional radio broadcasts and content. And even in respect to advertising, the measurements and metrics may be somewhat different, but I've always argued that good content will attract larger audiences, and then certainly the brand that comes with that content really pulls in even more and is an extreme value to potential sponsors. I can set up my own online radio station. Like I said, I kind of have done that, only it's kind of like video radio. I don't know what you call it. But I have worked with sponsors in the past, and they've been quite happy with their results, largely because what I do is live. That's what's compelling. So it's being able to understand that you no longer are limited by the range of an antenna. You are limited merely by your creativity and your talent. And when you match that talent with a sponsor or two, like a windfall sponsor, then you're going to be happy. You're going to have far less overhead, and then the onus will be on you to draw in and retain an audience on a regular basis for whatever you're trying to broadcast or whatever kind of content stream you're daring to assemble. This is an absolute boon for independent artists that are high quality musicians or just performers in general. You don't have to worry about these pay to play mechanisms of traditional broadcast structures. The internet is freeing in that sense, and sponsors would be wise to go after online radio advertising or online audio advertising, online broadcast advertising, largely because the content is going to be a lot more focused. For instance, this live video feed at live.pirillo.com, audio and video, is usually talking about technology, or we're talking about how technology brings all the other components of life together. So, the sponsors I'm going to attract are going to be pretty targeted to the realm of tech. And who doesn't have a website? That's tech. You need a browser to get to that website. Everything in life, eventually, I can figure out how to tie back into technology. And it's usually in the form of a website or two. Because if you're not online, you're really kind of nowhere. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's that much different. In fact, I think it's much, much better. Advertising can be more targeted, and the audience is certainly going to be more receptive to what they listen to. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. Feel free to drop me a line anytime, day or night. And I'm also streaming live at the same time, all the time. Like right now, I am streaming live. You never know what I'm going to be doing. That may be nothing. Doesn't stop me from streaming nothing. But the chat room that I got going on there is always talking about technology. You're welcome to join the conversation. Hopefully you're a nice person and you've got strong opinions, but you're respectful of other people's opinions. Love to hear what you think, and we'd love to see you stop by. We're open right now at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.